So, with Tyler Boyd being back at practice today and now finally being healthy, he talked about the AFC Championship game and how he felt like he was the mixing factor, and his injury cost the Bengals a chance to go back to the Super Bowl. So, I'm going to go ahead and give my opinion real fast before I read this article and hear what he has to say. And here's my opinion, right? You should never apologize for injury in the NFL. If your team loses and you were injured, it's not your fault that you were injured. No player chooses to be injured. No player wakes up and goes, I'm going to get injured today. Okay, at the end of the day, injuries are a freak thing that happens in football. We can't control them. They just happen because it's a collision sport. It's a gladiator sport. It happens. That game, Tyler Boyd, if he was 100% healthy in that game, would he have made that much of a difference? Absolutely yes. But at the same time, that game was not decided because of the lack of Tyler Boyd. That game was decided because of, first off, the Bengals offensive line being hurt. Collins was out, Kappa was out, and Jonah was out. So not having an offensive line was really the biggest factor that caused that game to go the way it did. The Chiefs' defensive line, all credit to them, they played a pretty phenomenal game. And with a really banged up offensive line of the Cincinnati Bengals, it did not help. Nonetheless, though, the Bengals still kept it in there and had the ball with 2 minutes to go on a game-winning drive where after a crazy third down and long conversion to Hayden Hurst, it looked like they could easily go down the field here and kick a game-winning field goal. And then on third and long, bam, Hakeem gets destroyed by Chris Jones and gets thrown right back into Joe Burrow's lap. Tyler Boyd would not have changed how that game went right there. The mystical referees that gave a extra third down to the Chiefs, and then an actual fourth down that ended up being a first down to the Chiefs, that Tyler Boyd wouldn't have changed. The holding call, the blocking the back call that was missed on the final punt return by the Chiefs to put them into field goal range, and then of course the roughing the passer call, which was a good call, but there was holding on that play twice that was missed by the refs. Even the head of refs came out later and said there was two missed holding calls in that play. Tyler Boyd wouldn't have changed that. Yes, Tyler Boyd would have helped a lot in that game, and you always want to have all your guys out there. But never apologize for injury. You can't control it. So here's what Tyler Boyd said. In his first day of all-season workouts, the veteran wide receiver met with reporters for the first time since the AFC Championship loss to the Chiefs, where he suffered a deep thigh bruise early in the second quarter of the 23-20 loss. Boyd said he would have finished if he would have finished the game. He was at least 80. Boyd said he would have finished the game if he was at least 80% healthy. Again, even if he wasn't 100%, he would have played that game if he could have. And normally a lot of players, they will. Even if they're injured, they will play the game. He said what bothered him the most was feeling that he let the team down. Still, to this day, I feel like if I would have played the whole game, I was the key factor, Boyd said. We would have won the game. The refs didn't referee. We would have won the game anyway. At the time of the injury, Boyd had 2 catches for 40 yards. He appeared to suffer the injury following a 24-yard completion at the end of a big gain. Boyd's left was caught beneath Kansas City safety Justin Reed as Reed made the tackle. When Boyd stood up the following play, he immediately favored his left leg. Boyd said he tried various ailments such as numbing cream to get back on the field, and he was not able to play the second half. He added that he did want to get back on the field and be out of rhythm with quarterback Joe Burrow. He didn't want to be out of rhythm with quarterback Joe Burrow. I just felt like we had enough depth for guys like Trent Irwin and other guys to come in and play at a faster pace than what I felt like I could have, Boyd said on Tuesday. I wish I was able to do it, but things happen. Bengals coach Zach Taylor, the team's offensive play caller, said that the losing of Boyd presented a key challenge given how the Kansas City Chiefs were able to double team wide receivers T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Throughout his career, Boyd's ability to fight through injuries have been well documented. In week 16 of the 2019 season, Boyd staggered to the line of scrimmage despite dealing with a serious cramp, a move that allowed Cincinnati to score a touchdown in the end of regulation. Last year, Boyd missed week 15 because of a dislocated finger where a bone came through the skin. He returned the rest of the team's games, including the entire postseason. Football is pain, Boyd said on December 15th. You're going to get hit. You're going to wake up sore the next day anyways. Boyd is one of the few players who remain on the roster since 2019, when the Bengals had the worst record in the NFL. If the team decides to cut Boyd, they will gain $8.9 million in salary cap while incurring only a $1.4 million in dead money, according to the roster management system. However, Boyd hasn't received any indication he will not be playing his final year of his current contract with the team that drafted him in 2016. Yeah, no, we're going to keep him this year, and I think this will be his career year, and hopefully, he comes back on a team-friendly contract at the end of this year. I would love to have Boyd back, but Charlie Jones, hopefully he can also take off. They love me in the front office, Boyd said. They respect me. I go about the things the right way. I come in with a great attitude each and every day. I don't complain as much. I go out there and I do my job. It's a love, family thing. Taylor echoed that sentiment after Boyd's first practice, while featuring very little drills at the Bengals very light drills as Bengals approach the end of phase 2 of the offseason workouts. The fifth-year coach said Boyd has encapsulated the primary tenets of the team cultures, from daily consistency to being open and honest when asked for his thoughts on the team. He has been what we want. This is actually what we looked at earlier, the press conference, but he has been what we want to be about every step of the way, Taylor said. When this staff came in 2019, he's one of those guys through thick and thin, is always, whatever you need from me, coach. And again, like I said, you can never ever blame yourself for injury. Nobody chooses injuries. I love it. I love it because we have a nice little rivalry with the Chiefs, Boyd said. Just seeing him come over here, is we one-upped y'all. But at the end of the day, he's a great player no matter where he would have went. He's speaking of Orlando Brown. Which, again, like I said before my video earlier today, apparently now the Chiefs want Joe Mixon. I don't know why, but the Chiefs apparently now want Joe Mixon. They're cutting Clyde Edwards-Helaire after June 1st, and apparently if we cut Joe Mixon, they want to pick him up. Well, now I know why. They want him because we have him, and they want to be us so bad and copy us, so now they want him. But, yeah, apparently they want Joe Mixon, which I find absolutely hilarious. Boyd enters his this season ranked 5th in receptions in franchise history and 9th in total of receiving yards. But numbers and monies are not the highest priority as Boyd approaches what could be his final year with the club. I just want to win, and that's the biggest evolution of coming here and starting here and being where I am, Boyd said. We are a winning franchise and we're going to continue to win. We are going to continue getting better. And I think that's the best way you can end it off. Again, I do not believe, and you can tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, I don't believe Boyd was the reason why we lost the AFC Championship game. I think it was poor offensive line play and referees. And I think that really comes down to what that game was. And, again, I'm not saying that being a butthurt Bengals fan. Like, congratulations, Chiefs. You won the Super Bowl. It is what it is. We're moving to the future, not the past, right? The future is the future. That's where we're at now. But at the end of the day, I don't think he should blame himself at all for that. Again, if he could have been out there, he would have been out there 1,000%. It's not like he had oh, I just didn't want to play, or oh, I had a foot, my foot just felt a little funny right now and I can't play on it. No. He even said himself, if he was 80% healthy, if he was even 80% ready to go, he would have went out there and played. He was at a point where he could not play. And again, it is the next man up mentality. And it was Trent Irwin's job to step up and everybody else's job to step up. And for the most part, I feel like we did, for the most part, perfectly. It just came down to some questionable things, and it is what it is. I'll see you guys next one.